Hey guys, and welcome to the video, and today we're going to be going over buying a motherboard for your new computer. So today we're going to be going into the importance of motherboards, how to buy them, the form factors, all the different parts of motherboards that we'll need when you're buying a new computer. So let's start with, what is a motherboard? Well, a motherboard is what we like to call a part of our computers, part of the important three or the crucial three, which includes a CPU, graphics card, and the motherboard itself, of course. Now you may think, why isn't the power supply in this group? And I wouldn't really give you a good explanation for that. I've never have heard it in this group. This is always what I've been told are the three most important ones, even though of course the power supply is vital for your computer working. So looking firstly into the CPU that you've just bought from the last video, and how we find the correct motherboard for that CPU. So firstly, we need to find one that has the same chipset. Looking at the CPU which you'll see on the screen now, which is an AMD FX 350. This is a AMD 3 Plus socket, and I searched this socket looking for motherboards that fit it, and I found the MSI 970 motherboard, which I will be showing throughout this video. So as you can see from the specs of the 970, it has the same chipset as the CPU I'm showing in this video, and many of the other factors are good for what we want to look at. So when you're buying a motherboard for your CPU, you've got to look at the number of graphics cards it can hold. Now, it's the number of PCIe channels. So most motherboards nowadays, or the one we're looking at, has a certain amount of PCIe channels, and a CPU and a graphics card usually uses about 16. However, they can, if forced to by the motherboard, only use up 8, or in AMD's case 4, NVIDIA's case a minimum of 8 PCIe channels, and this kind of makes it easier for you. Every single motherboard you meet will have a form factor. So the form factors come as ATX, Micro ATX, Flex ATX, and Mini ITX, which doesn't really make sense to me why they just call it Mini ATX, manufacturer's name. So looking at the motherboard we're looking at, or the 970, it has a ATX. It's an ATX motherboard, no smallest required, and this will be useful for when we're looking at the case later, the size of the motherboard and how much space we need. Now usually ATX motherboards, being the larger of the bunch, have more sort of in them, they're larger motherboards. Why would they not have, they have more more spaces in them, they have more stuff in them, So for a big build or a gaming build, I would actually either recommend a micro or an ATX motherboard, because these are the biggest motherboards, have the most for what you need. Now looking into the next part, the RAM we want to install, we want to look at the number of channels, the channel architecture, whether it's a quad channel or a dual channel, the max amount of RAM installable, and motherboards also have max RAM speeds which they can be used. So there's no point buying 3300 MHz RAM for a computer which can't handle it, for a motherboard which can't handle it, because it's just not going to help you. And moving to the next one, we're going to look at the audio, the LAN, the number of USB sockets available on that, and the connectors you can put on the front or on the front of your case, which we'll look at in another video. But firstly, the audio is that inbuilt audio. You need to buy audio. We usually nowadays have inbuilt audio, so that shouldn't be a problem for everyone. The LAN speed, so the LAN speed is important. Do you need a LAN driver, or have you already got one? Now also, there's different speeds of LAN, so usually it comes with a 1 gigabit LAN. Some people need a 10 gigabit LAN because of what they're doing. They're using it as a server, then you want 10 gigabit LAN for your computer. Next, you want to look at the number of drives you want to install. So if you want to install 5 drives, you need to find a motherboard with 5 SATA cable slots and or onboard slots. And the board we're looking at has quite a few SATA slots, but I'm not really looking at this board for the storage of it. It would be for having 1 or 2 maybe drives on it and using it as a gaming PC. Now, do you want your board to be RAID capable, which means that it can mirror data, keep it more safe? Then you need to look at whether the board is RAID capable or not, or any other sort of and what RAID it is capable of. Not all boards are capable of handling all types of RAID, so that's what you need to look at. And finally, the number of fans. So having fans on your computer is obviously important. You need fans on your computer to keep it healthy, it's safe and protected, and not overheating. So you need to look at the number of fans slots that a motherboard has. What we're looking at, I believe, I can't remember the specs right now, has 4 fan connectors, and it will come up on the screen showing you the fan connectors, and how many there are. So going back into all of these points again, these are just the points you need to look at. So specifically on the USB side, you need to look at, or the input and output side, you need to look at the number of inputs and outputs on the board, you know, how they're placed. Are they all at the back? Are they at the front? Are they the different positions that the boards are at? You know, you need to look at the number of fan connectors, where the fan connectors are, whether there is one designated to CPU, and if this is designated to CPU, whether that takes away from the other 4 fan connectors, or whether it's excluded from the fan connectors, meaning that you have 4 fan connectors and the CPU fan. Usually it is 4 and the CPU fan, but some certain motherboards may not say this, so just check on that before you go buying 3 fans for your case. Finally, on the point of just checking everything before you finish buying a motherboard, you want to check everything. Check twice, check 3 times, check 4 times. You know, look at 4 or 5 different websites. Go onto the manufacturer's website and check what their specifications are for the board, whether it fits your CPU. Because people always make mistakes. I mean, not always, but people do make mistakes, and you have to accept that people make mistakes on websites. You have to check whether the website is well designed and whether what they're writing on the website is correct about the motherboard. And I would recommend, even though if you can find it really cheap deals somewhere, don't buy cheap, buy pricey, buy right. And also, don't look at the cheapest motherboard out there, because it will not be the best. It may not be able to handle properly the speed your computer is going at. It may not be amazing, but you've got to be careful with it. You've got to be meticulous with it, and you've got to make sure you get it right, because these are expensive pieces of equipment. And I would always recommend checking 4 or 5 times and then having to buy 3 or 4 different motherboards because you've made a mistake. So guys, thanks for watching. It's been another great episode for me, another great episode for you. I wanted to apologise for any glitches or problems with the audio quality in this video. The problem is that I am away from home at the moment at time of recording, and I'm trying to record on the go, edit on the go, and upload on the go, and it's been very difficult for me. I hope you guys can see what my problem is, and I hope you guys don't mind what is that happening to me at the moment. You know, I've been away in the US. No, I've been away in Canada actually at the moment, and I'm going to the US soon. I'm trying to get the videos out for you, but I can't always do that, so I'm sorry about that. But thank you guys for being appreciative of my videos, and thank you guys for watching. So again, hit the like button if you enjoyed, hit the dislike button if you didn't enjoy. Remember to leave a comment telling me why, because just hitting the dislike button, that's just rude. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.